Off the top at 10, a Metro bus driver assaulted and is all caught on camera. What we know about the search for the suspect tonight. Another day of heat, humidity, and thunderstorms in the D.C. region. Will the same combo pose a risk to your weekend plans? Mike Thomas breaks it down in your Fox 5 forecast.
There's a new commander in town, and both he and fans are thrilled.
Scary Terry plus Stephon Diggs. It's going to be the best wide receiver duo.
Hear more tonight.
Your news starts right now. Welcome in. This incredible video starts us off tonight. Metro Transit Police want your help finding a man who assaulted a WMATA bus driver.
The attack was caught on camera and has led to calls from the bus operators union calling for more safety protections. Our Shamari Stone is live in Silver Spring tonight with this video. Hey, Shamari.
Well, tonight, Metro Transit Police want your help identifying the man shown on the surveillance video. A lot of WMATA bus passengers sit at stops like this one right here. Their buses come to stops, and this is where the suspect got on near this stop right here off of Colesville Road. Once he gets on, the union that represents the bus drivers, along with WMATA officials, say that this whole thing started because the suspect allegedly got on the bus with alcohol. You're now going to see what happens next, but first, I want to warn you that viewer discretion is advised.
You can't have that on the bus, man. You can't have that on the bus. I can't have this on the bus.
Surveillance video capturing the WMATA bus driver pulling off from the stop and telling the masked passenger that he can't bring an open alcoholic beverage on board. The suspect got on near the Woodmore, a shopping center on Colesville Road near Woodmore Circle in Silver Spring, this past Saturday night. Just moments later, the driver asked him to get back while he continues driving the bus.
Get behind the line, you know what I'm saying? You want this money? You want the money? How you come, man? You good? Man, I ain't trying.
And seconds later, take a look. The passenger grabs the bus shield, reaches around, punching the driver several times while the bus is moving. The driver eventually stops, but the suspect doesn't stop. The attack repeatedly hitting the driver in the face around a dozen more times as the helpless driver tries to protect himself. Moments later, the suspect gets off the bus, leaving the driver hurt. People in the community speak out about the attack.
But the driver should definitely feel safe, and if there is an argument, they should be able to at least hunker down and, call the police and not be scared while this is happening and just be able to get away safely without being injured.
Tonight, the union representing the WMATA bus drivers says this is an example of why the shields on buses that WMATA claims to keep the drivers safe do not protect them. In a written statement, WMATA says tonight, quote, "Safety is a core value at Metro, and we are in the process of spending $17 million to outfit every bus with a fully enclosed shield, which will include upgrading existing bus shields to further protect operators." Now, fortunately, that bus driver was able to stop the bus. Medics treated him, and he was treated and released. He's going to be okay. He had non-life-threatening injuries. But again, the passengers we talked to, they tell me that they want these bus drivers to feel safe on the bus, and they look forward to, hopefully, they say, seeing the protective shields soon, because they want to make sure that the bus drivers are safe. Now, as for that suspect, if you recognize him, call Metro Transit Police. The passengers say they just want to be able to sit down at stops, get on buses. They want to feel safe, and they also want the drivers to be safe as well. I'm Shamari Stone here in Silver Spring. Back to you.
All right, Shamari, thank you. Let's turn our attention back to this Friday night weather. Live look outside the view of National Harbor from our Fox 5 sky cam. Another day of showers and thunderstorms impacting our region.
Yeah, really high temperatures. Let's check in with Mike Thomas as we get your weekend started. Mike, is it more of the same tomorrow?
Yeah, a little bit more of the same tomorrow. One more day where I think we're going to repeat by Sunday. It's still hot, it's still humid, but we think that storminess will be a little bit more isolated. Not completely gone, but very, very hit and miss by Sunday afternoon. Today's high, D.C. 92 degrees. Dulles 91. BWI led the way at 93, but all three airports for a period of time were feeling right around, if not above 100 degrees here in Washington because of that strong humidity that's out there. That is the National Harbor Cam, and you see things still moving smooth down there. Temps right now at Reagan National sitting at 82. Dulles still reporting a thunderstorm at 78. Baltimore 75 degrees. In fact, there's satellite and radar, and you can see we've still got some showers out there in some of our suburbs, and we'll go in close to that storm that's impacting parts of the Sterling area over towards Oakton. Maybe seeing some lightning flashes in the distance, kind of localized, smaller variety, but the oranges and reds in there showing you some heavier downpours that mixing on in just north of I-66 and the Gainesville area. Just south of there, another little batch of showers starting to fade away a little bit just to the south of Culpeper, trying to push up into, or north of Culpeper, excuse me, trying to push into central portions of Fauquier County. And then off to the north across portions of Washington and Frederick County, a lingering shower that's starting to fade away as you get up towards Thurmont, Maryland. No lightning strikes being reported up that way tonight. Activity should continue to kind of wind down here, and then overnight skies will eventually clear. We're going to keep it humid though, so your overnight low temperature just 75 degrees. We do this all again tomorrow. We're going to start with some sunshine. We'll heat up pretty quick, thinking of high right around 93 degrees with some scattered storms in the forecast by the afternoon. By Sunday, as mentioned before, more sunshine, and while storms are still in the forecast, we do think it's just a lot more hit and miss. Just can't completely rule it out for you. A hotter day at 94 degrees. Monday, still talking about temperatures well into the 90s, but might get a brief humidity break. We'll have more on that extended outlook, plus a check of your futurecast. We'll do the hour by hour on tomorrow's storms, all coming up in just a little bit. Guys?
Mike, thank you. Today, a judge has handed down a sentence for one of the men who killed a Maryland father 2 years ago during an armed robbery.
And new tonight, the victim's family says they're heartbroken, angry, and disappointed with the ruling. Fox 5 Sydney Persing live outside Circuit Court in Rockville tonight with the latest here. Sydney.
Delondre Sawyer was just 35 years old, a father to two when he was murdered. I can tell you tonight, his family, they are so deeply distraught and disturbed over this sentencing. 30 years in prison, eligibility for parole at 15. That, according to prosecutors, is well below the sentencing guidelines for this crime by the state of Maryland. You're going to hear from Sawyer's sister here in just a moment. But first, I just want to remind our viewers, his body was discovered in a wooded area in Gaithersburg back in 2024. Prosecutors had said he was shot while driving his mom's car in an armed robbery turned murder after he'd met the suspects earlier that night. That defendant sentenced today. DeAngelo McRoy was convicted in the fall. The other male suspect in this case was also found guilty last month. And then the third and female suspect pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. Now, under state guidelines, again, McRoy faced up to life in prison plus 30 years, but again, got only 30. State's Attorney John McCarthy today said these suspects stripped Sawyer down naked in the woods, threw his body away like trash. He noted McRoy was not the defendant who actually pulled the trigger, but nevertheless called this sentence extremely disappointing.
It's frustrating for us, and our hearts and thoughts go out to the family who are disappointed because they just were hoping for something in the range of what should happen for a person in the position with his record, at his age, with the offenses he's been convicted of, and we didn't get anything near that sentence.
Now, his family, understandably, is incredibly emotional, not ready to do an interview. But Sawyer's sister, Jasmine Hawkins, texted me tonight and said it was important to her that this was on the record. She wrote to me in part, the judge minimized the fact that he helped orchestrate the entire robbery and participated in discarding our brother's lifeless body as if his life meant nothing. That is something our family will never be able to erase from our minds or our hearts. It is incredibly difficult for us to understand how these actions could result in such a lenient sentence. We are heartbroken, angry, and extremely disappointed with this ruling. We trusted the justice system to fully recognize the seriousness of what was done to our brother. And today we feel that the justice system failed him and failed our family. McRoy did address the courtroom today, and in that address, he said he never meant to harm anyone and claimed he had been suffering from homelessness and addiction. Kenneth, Sharon.
Yeah, very heartbreaking. Cindy, thank you. New details on 2 shooting scenes in Maryland. Prince George's County Police say a Landover murder suspect apparently shot and killed himself this morning while on the run in the Aberdeen area. The man was accused of killing 41-year-old Malcolm King yesterday afternoon on Stoddard Lane in Hyattsville. Police say both men knew each other and had a business-related argument. Maryland State Police are now leading the investigation into the suspect's death. A 20-year-old man will spend nearly 6 months in prison after hiding cameras inside the bathroom at a popular Del Rey restaurant. Joshua Hombre Bueno was found guilty of placing the cameras inside the employee bathroom at Gustave Boulangerie and Brasserie last September. The judge suspended 5 years of his sentence and instead will undergo 5 years of probation.
A 10-year-old child riding a bike in Reston recovering tonight from a hit and run. Police say it happened at Barron Cameron Avenue and Reston Parkway around 9 this morning. The child was rushed to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the car was a dark-colored sedan and anyone with information should contact them.
President Trump slamming a federal appeals court order halting construction on the White House ballroom. The judge's ruling the administration needs to go through Congress first. It's a temporary victory for a group of historic preservationists who sued to stop the project. President Trump says he's taking the battle to the Supreme Court.
I'm skeptical of what this Supreme Court will actually do. They haven't shown much willingness to stand up to President Trump, but I'm hopeful that they'll do it in this case.
Today's decision allows underground work related to national security to continue. That includes bomb shelters, a hospital, top security military facilities.
Republicans in the Maryland General Assembly are suing to block the ballot question on redistricting. Earlier this week, Democrats voted to approve a constitutional amendment. If approved by voters, it would pave the way for them to eliminate the state's only Republican-held district. The suit argues Democrats missed the July deadline for getting the question on the November ballot, and it doesn't contain plain language which violates state law.
A new report says DOJ was not telling the truth about how much money that it actually saved. The Government Accountability Office says the claim that DOJ saved $110 billion is either incorrect or lacks any supporting evidence. The report accuses the now closed department of lacking transparency and failing to follow its own guidelines.
We've also got Social Security Administration internal collapse thanks to Musk and his wretched little doggy boys going in and getting lots of people fired.
DOJ was never about kind of a one and done thing. It's about changing the culture and making sure that we understand as federal employees, we are stewards of taxpayer dollars.
It also found DOJ took credit for savings from leases which were already being terminated.
New tonight, D.C. Water scaling back daily testing of the Potomac River following January's massive sewage spill. Crews are switching to testing twice a week at 10 locations until September 10th. That catastrophic Potomac interceptor collapse leaked 250 million gallons of sewage into the river. D.C. Water says recent results show bacteria levels have returned to normal.
Coming up, a new survey revealing which baseball fans talk about their team the most.
All right, plus we'll take a look at the Commanders in the training camp where the team's newest star hits the practice field for the first time.